Hello, everybody, and welcome to From the Slab with Monkey Boy and Chris. It's been a long time, been a long, lonely time. Hello, Tony. Good to see you. How you doing, Chris?
I am fantastic. How are you, Brian?
I am great. You are now a Mr. Chris.
I am a Mr. Chris. I am newly married.
Newly married. He's a newlywed, boys and girls.
Hence the last 2 weeks off.
Yeah, we did take the last 2 weeks off. And once, I think one of them was because I was in the studio.
Yeah.
And then the next one was because you had an impromptu honeymoon.
Yes.
Which
was really great.
That's very cool. Very cool indeed. I'm so happy for you. And you know, it's good to be back though. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
Good to be back here with you. I missed you.
I missed you.
Yeah, so we're gonna pick up where we left off 3 weeks ago. Which is with Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Let me see if I have
This one's rough.
You know, here's the thing.
This is not a happy movie.
There's no happiness in this movie. It is bleak from stem to stern, sir.
Yep.
But that's cool. Boys and girls, if you are in here tonight, I hope you have some fun and enjoy yourselves. If this is your first time here, if it's not your first time here, you know you're going to enjoy yourself, and it's going to be a good thing. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and put up a ticker. Oh, no, not that one. But if you are having fun, please hit the share button. Okay, share it with your friends. Let's get some more people on here. I expect tonight to be a little thinner crowd than usual because we haven't been here for a couple of weeks.
It only takes, 3 seconds to hit the share and share.
It really does. And that makes everything better for everyone.
Yeah.
Just saying. So anyway, Chris, it's your turn to go ahead and synopsify our movie of the week, which is Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, starring that guy,
Michael Rooker.
Michael Rooker.
I love Michael Rooker. Okay, this one's dark. Hold on to your butts.
There's a lot of butt holding that should be done.
Yeah. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Henry is a psychopathic drifter who murders scores of people.
Scores.
Men, women, children, as he travels across America. He migrates to Chicago, where he stops at a diner, eats dinner, gets a pack of smokes, and murders the proprietors of a liquor store and several women. Otis, Henry's prison friend, picks his sister Becky up at O'Hare International Airport and brings her back to the apartment that he shares with Henry.
Fun fact, stopping you just for a second. Before we found out her name was Becky in the movie, we were talking about how much she looked like Becky from Roseanne. She looked like one of the Beckys, not the one who went on to Scrubs, but the first Becky.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just saying.
A little bit.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all good. Later that night, Otis goes out for some work, and Becky asked Henry about the murder of his mother, the crime that landed him in prison. Henry tells her that he stabbed his mother. And then he said that he shot his mother. And then he said he stabbed his mother. And all the contradictive statements claims that he at one time he said he had a baseball bat.
He did it like this, or he did it like that, but he did it with a pickleball bat, really.
So he says he did that because she often abused and humiliated him as a child, often having sex in front of him with strange men.
She was a whore.
Becky reveals that her father raped her as a teenager. And Henry tells her that he's disturbed by sexual violence against women and forms a seemingly protective bond with Becky. When Otis makes an incestuous pass at Becky, Henry violently threatens him and makes him promise never to do it again. Becky indicates a romantic interest in Henry, but he seems repulsed by her overtures. The next day, Becky gets a job at a salon. Henry and Otis go out that night and pick up a couple hookers, and Henry murders them by breaking their necks. Otis is kind of shocked and disturbed and confronts Henry about, what he's doing. Henry's like, "What? You never killed anybody?"
That's not what you do with hookers. I mean, come on.
And Henry invites him to adopt his philosophy of murder, trying to convince him of the relativistic nature of killing. Otis is worried that the police are going to catch him, but Henry's like, yeah, don't worry. Everything's going to be fine.
He's like, we're 20 years away from any DNA evidence happening.
Right. So Otis gets mad at his TV because the signal wasn't coming in good and he was banging on it. And he decides to kick in the screen. And this is the old cathode ray tube televisions that if you break that screen, a lot of gas and pressure will spew out of it. It's not a fixable item. And TVs are expensive in 1986.
They were.
So Henry takes him to buy a new one at a very seedy joint. The rude man, the proprietor, ridicules him for having only a little money. They're like, "What can we get for $50?" They're like, "This little 13-inch black and white."
Yes.
Yeah. So he berates him for refusing to buy any of his black market stuff. So having found an excuse to indulge his murderous impulses, Henry stabs him repeatedly with a soldering iron. When the man fights back, Otis grabs an electrical cord and chokes him. Henry then smashes a TV onto his head, and Henry's like, "Hey, plug it in."
Huh.
And he electrocutes him.
Well, as it would, actually. And that's actually wouldn't nowadays, but back then it would.
No, now it would just go through you and fall to the floor. So they steal, a nice TV and a camcorder and then return home undetected. When Otis is punched by a teenage boy who he tries to sexually assault while selling him pot, he complains to Henry that he wants to murder the boy. Henry convinces Otis to abandon the grudge for fear of being caught if he were to harm the boy, since he's been seen around him before.
Of course.
So, bolstered by the thrill of their previous killings, the two embark on a killing spree. They set a trap for drivers, faking a broken down car, and then fatally shoot a man who pulls over to help. Henry advises Otis to employ a different MO for each murder so that the police won't connect all of the murders. He also explains the importance of being on the move. By the time that the police realize that they are looking for a serial killer, he can be long gone. Henry says they will have to leave Chicago soon. Later on, they watch a recording of a home invasion in which they murdered a family of 3. Otis begins to molest the mother's corpse until Henry objects. Becky quits her job in order to return home to her daughter after hearing that her ex-husband has been jailed for murder. Otis and Henry argue after their camera gets destroyed while Otis is filming female pedestrians from the window of Henry's moving car. Otis goes for a drink while Henry returns to the apartment. Becky tells Henry her plans, and they decide to go out for a steak dinner. Afterwards, she tries to seduce him, but they're interrupted by Otis. Henry leaves to buy cigarettes and get some air. On the way back, he encounters a woman walking her dog and is tempted to murder her, but he abandons the idea. When he returns to the apartment, he finds Otis raping and strangling Becky. Henry fights Otis, but Otis gets the upper hand. As Otis prepares to kill Henry, Becky stabs him in the eye with her plastic comb.
Good eye stabbing, by the way.
It was good eye stabbing. You don't see a lot of those combs with
the pick handles anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of those. While Becky is in shock, Henry grabs the comb and brutally murders Otis and dismembers the body in the bathtub. Henry and Becky dump trash bags containing Otis's body parts into the river and leave town. Henry suggests they go to his sister's ranch in San Bernardino, promising Becky that they will send for her daughter when they arrive. In the car, Becky confesses that she loves Henry, and Henry replies, "I guess I love you too."
I was going for a little whatever, but it didn't work. It didn't work.
They book a hotel room for the night, and the next morning, Henry leaves the motel alone, gets into a car, and drives away without Becky. He stops at the side of the road to dump Becky's blood-stained suitcase in a ditch, and then drive away.
That you would.
And that is Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Very nice job, Chris.
Thank you.
Chris,
Thank you.
Jackie says hi to everyone. Jackie Christ Superstar, or
hello, Jackie.
Jackie Christ Superstar. Hey. All right. Well, that's cool. Hi, Jackie. Can't say that at an airport. Actually, you can. So Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Anybody in the chat, did you see this movie? And what did you think of it, if you did? Let us know. We're here to talk to you. Now, at first glance, this movie, it's almost runs a little slow. It almost runs a little slow. It's a very bleak movie.
Yeah.
But it's very, it gets into you, though.
It really does.
It sinks in. It's done very, very well. The more it's been 2 weeks since I've watched this movie. Tony's Metal Kitchen says it was a good movie. And Audrey's pick for the wheel is Monkey Boy. So just
right.
But over that 2 weeks, I keep revisiting it because we're supposed to do it from the slab, and we just didn't. And over those 2 weeks, I thought more and more about it. Really, it was very insightful for a movie of its time.
Yeah.
And it was really tastefully done.
Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't tasteful.
It wasn't over the top because I saw this probably when I was too young to see it originally, and I remember it being more over the top than it actually was.
No, actually, it
Like
really
the violence really wasn't obscene.
it
It
was it was it was brutal.
Yeah, but it wasn't hostile brutal. It
No, it
wasn't over
wasn't.
the top.
It wasn't. It was the whole point of the movie wasn't to show the violence happening. It was to show kind of the aftermath of what he was capable of doing, and then it was also the rest of the movie kind of showed that he had different aspects to himself. Just strange things that made him be who he was. Like he was trying to be a normal person and trying to, but like when Becky tried to get with him romantically,
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't, he really was not able to get into doing that because he felt, I don't know why. I mean, I don't know. Like it was left up to speculation, but it was either he couldn't perform, or he was afraid that if he did, he would have to kill her. And that's the kind of thing that made this movie was just made it. It really the title was correct.
Yeah, it's bleak, and the fact that it doesn't have it has a narrative but not a plot.
Right, not really of any
Like,
plot.
it's not like a 3-act structure, but it's compelling because the characters are so.
You kind of want to know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
No, but it's not like there's a storyline that you really care about. The closest thing to a storyline is Becky.
Yeah.
And really, honestly, I probably would have killed her earlier on in the movie if I was. I don't know. I just probably would have. But, he had a side of him that cared and saw that things were wrong. But he only saw they were wrong because they were things that kind of happened to him. So I don't know. I thought it was really.
It's very deep, Brian.
It was a deep movie, man.
Yeah, it was. And fucking Rooker's one of the best.
And that's got to be one of his first movies. Has to be.
It was early.
Got to be one of his very first fucking movies, and it was really good. I'm surprised he didn't do. I can't say that. I was almost going to say I'm surprised he didn't do more, but he's been in every movie ever made. It's just he never really got. That was the only movie that I've ever seen him as having the real star power. You know what I mean?
That is his first movie. This is his first film. Yeah.
Look at that. Jackie's giving us stars.
That was his first
twinkle, twinkle.
major acting role.
Thank you, Jackie.
Very good.
That's cool. Yeah, no, I mean, and it was he did a great job. It wasn't, obviously this movie was low budget. But
yeah, I think I read they did it on
Valium. That was about it. They paid for it with Valium.
Right. 110,000.
It's low budget.
And they shot it.
What was it, 84, 86?
85.
85. Even for that time, that's a extremely low budget, because that was when movies started getting the really high budgets.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the feel of the movie being so. We think of it as being brutal and being bleak. I think the fact that they shot it on 16 millimeter, in that 4:3 aspect ratio,
it looked like a bad documentary.
Right. It had a documentary feel to it, and that made it feel real.
It felt like a documentary of an after-school special that never got aired because it had too much blood in it. But I got to tell you, this movie is one of my favorite movies. Not when I say my favorite movies, I think it's one of my, it's because it was impactful to watch. Not a movie that I'd want to watch over and over again. And that's okay. And it helped me to like the movie The Menu slightly more than I did before.
Interesting. How did you connect this movie to The Menu?
Well, because I found The Menu to be god awful. But now, in retrospect, perhaps it was just The Menu. Portrait of a chef who spent too much time in the kitchen. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to give Henry I'm going to give it. Yeah, I'm going to give it. I'm
all the horns.
I'm giving it all the horns. Because I mean, I thought it was well done. I think it was tastefully done too. The fact that they didn't. Now, originally, Henry got banned from the theaters.
Yeah, it didn't get. It didn't get an actual release until
86.
Well, it didn't get a wide release until 89.
Yeah. And
it only played at like festivals.
Yeah, it got, but it was because of the whole family killing, raping scene.
Right.
And, whatever. I guess they had to cut out some of that in order, because that was really about the biggest visually disturbing part. I guess you could think the comb to the eye was visually disturbing, but you almost cheered it on. You know what I mean? When it happened.
Well, apparently the Motion Picture Association of America that does the ratings told the filmmakers that there is no possible combination of edits that they could make to give it an R rating. They almost created a new rating because of this movie,
which would have been what, 17?
No, well, what became NC-17? They were gonna come up with a rating called A, which was basically adult movies that were non-pornographic, because X, had that.
The pornographic, yes.
Right.
Hi, Jennifer. All right. Well, anyway, so that we know Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer was really good. If you're watching this and you've never seen Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, I recommend it at least once.
Very much so.
I would not watch it with your children. I don't think it's with your kids.
You can watch it with your adult children.
Depends who your kids are.
You can watch it with your adult children.
You could watch it with the adult children.
Yeah.
This is true. Hold on, we got to hear from this guy.
Hi, Delilah.
Share this with your friends. Share it. Hit the share button. Do it now. Hey there, Delilah. All right, that's all I'm doing with. Really cool though. All right, so that guy knows what he's talking about. Share this with your friends, boys and girls. If you are watching this on a replay, thank you for being here. And remember, we are here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. or approximately every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Sometimes, sometimes we do things like I'm in a heavy metal band, and so is Chris. So sometimes there's stuff that happens. Also, sometimes Chris gets married.
Yeah. Sometimes Ryan gets married.
Sometimes I get married.
Right.
So you never know. But for the most part, we're here every Tuesday night. Tony picks Brian for tonight's game. All right. Thank you, Tony.
Everybody.
We've got 2 for me, which is good. I'm feeling pretty sharp. I don't know if I am sharp, but I'm feeling pretty sharp. Before we even go into the top 5, I might as well go ahead and let you know what's been scrolling on this banner down here. We are going to play a game called What's the Damn Answer here very shortly. And the way that works is you pick either Chris or myself to win in a game of horror trivia that's put on by Quizmaster Jason. Mixmaster Jason.
There you go.
Quizmaster Jason. So you pick either myself or Chris. Now, if I win and say more than one person has chosen me, then you'll go on the wheel of names. Because you are a winner already. Don't get me wrong. You, my friend, are a winner. But you're not a total winner yet because you got to go on the wheel of names. If the wheel of names, by chance, picks you, then you get to pick next week's movie. Delilah Plays the Dead Girl picks Chris. Big shock. Jason's picking Chris too. Let's let Jason pick Chris. I mean, honestly, he doesn't have a dog in the fight. He's not gonna be able to,
No.
Yeah, you can't rig the game.
No.
Although, I am weaker at some things. Probably should look at it. Hit the share button. Do it. Yeah. Well, I think he's got a lot of misplaced enthusiasm, but he knows what he's talking about.
He does.
He does. So yeah, go ahead and hit the share button if you're watching. Get your friends in on this. And don't forget to put in your vote. You've got some time because it is time right now for our Hi, everybody, and welcome to Top 5. I am Monkey Boy, and tonight it's my Top 5. So as usual, we try to go through, try to go with off of the movies that we've watched for the week. This week, very difficult because I chose top 5 movies about serial killers. Now, there's a little caveat here. Now, not because there's a lot of horror movies. You could consider people serial killers. Jason Voorhees is more of a slasher, not a serial killer, although he could be a serial killer, but there are so many good movies out there.
There's a fine line between serial killer and mass murderer.
There is absolutely, and I tried to draw that line in tonight's top 5. Anyway, so this was a tough one because there's so many good serial killer movies out there. And I excluded documentaries about serial killers. Unless it was in movie form, of course. So are you ready for this? Here we go. Number 5. American Psycho.
Fuck yeah.
American Psycho. What a good damn movie. What was his name? Justine Bateman. Patrick Bateman. For the sheer cleverness of this movie alone made it good. But then go ahead.
Well, that and you actually get to see Batman kill the Joker.
You do. You do. It's I hadn't thought of that, but now I do. That's very clever. But no, some of the scenes are unforgettable. Him with the chainsaw running through, you just can't forget it. But it was really really looked into it. Number 4 is the movie 7.
Ooh.
7. Some people wouldn't necessarily consider it a horror movie. I definitely do. I think it's in the horror thriller. I think it's horror adjacent.
Okay, because we had this argument like when I first started doing this show with you.
It's horror adjacent for sure.
You're like, Seven's not a horror movie. I'm like, goddamn is.
It's a thriller. It's definitely a thriller, but it is a horror movie.
Yeah.
And it is one of the best serial killer movies. And think what you want about Uncle Touchy, but he played a good serial killer. So there's that. Number 3.
That gnarly Ermy as a non
Army guy.
Yeah, was pretty cool. Where he was just talking and not yelling.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah.
It was very nice, actually. He was really good when he was alive.
Yeah.
And what he did. Rest in peace. All right. Number 3 we are on. Number 3. The movie Psycho, which a lot of people would have put as their number 1. Not me, but I do love Psycho. It was a huge part of my upbringing, especially
a near perfect movie.
It is a near perfect movie, and it brought me into the horror genre. You know what I mean? It brought me into that whole thing. But I mean, Psycho really made you. I mean, it kind of made you understand what a serial killer could be capable of, I think, for the first time ever. So, okay. Number 2, I had a tie, but I went with The Vanishing.
Ooh.
The Vanishing. Sorry, Kiefer Sutherland and Jeff Bridges.
Yes. And Sandra Bullock.
And Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
And what a good, scary. I mean, it really nailed home the thought of stopping at a busy rest area at a gas station during the middle of the fucking day, and your significant other just gets disappeared.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it just gets crazier and crazier.
And that's a very overlooked movie. I would have never saw that movie if I didn't see it at 3 a.m. on USA in
really good movie.
9.
But it's my number 2 on my list. It was tied with Identity.
Ooh.
But I felt this was more to the point in the serial killer aspect things. That was more, anyway. So, and obviously, here's the number 1 serial killer movie ever made in the history of everness. Now, you could put The Cell in here. The Cell was great. Also a movie about a serial killer. And that was very good. But Silence of the Lambs, I will say, packs the punch of the best serial killer movie ever made. Because not only does it have 1 serial killer, but it has 2 serial killers in it. And both of them in their own right were horrible people. And they had their own, it was almost like two iconic characters in one movie. And it was brilliant. It was just fucking brilliant. Silence of the Lambs. That was the number 1. Hell yeah, Audrey. Hell yeah.
See, you could almost just packages the whole Hannibal.
The whole Hannibal series or whatever, the trilogy.
I have a soft spot for Manhunter.
The original Manhunter or Red Dragon?
No, Manhunter.
Okay, Manhunter. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He was it was good. It was very, very good. It was the first one I saw.
Yeah.
But it's my favorite. I don't know. I liked Red Dragon.
Red Dragon was good too.
Which is the same movie as Manhunter.
Yes.
Technically.
Ralph Fiennes.
Ralph
Fiennes. Yeah. Good top 5, man. I couldn't do
All right,
better.
good top 5. All right, cool. Good deal.
I couldn't do better.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
For throwing The Vanishing in there, that's a solid fucking top 5.
Yeah, it was
No notes.
It came to me. You know what I mean?
No
It
notes.
just came to me. All right. Let's see. We've got another couple minutes here before the game starts. So either pick Monkey Boy or Chris to win, and you could possibly be the one. Yeah, there's so
that's a pretty good top 5 too.
Summer of Sam was great.
That's underrated. That's underrated.
Yeah. Not one of my favorites. I gotta tell you, it was great, but it just wasn't one of my favorites. And I don't know why.
Summer of Sam, that's underrated too.
Summer of Sam was awesome.
Yeah, very underrated movie.
Awesome.
Adrian Brody and John Leguizamo. Yeah.
All playing races that they're not, and that's awesome. That was the last movie that ever happened. But it was Spike Lee, so you can get away with it. We gotta listen to this guy. Click the share button. Click it. Share this with your friends. Let everyone know you're watching from the Slab with Monkey Boy and Chris. Macaroni! That guy was scary, but he was here. Hey, look who it is!
Hey, what's going on, guys?
He's a happy guy.
Yes, I am.
Oh,
Yeah, Brian, that was. I agree with Chris. That was probably the best top 5 to go with, especially with that category. I threw my top 5 in there. Summer of Sam, I actually saw in the theater, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Me too. And I lived in the area during that time period.
Did you really?
And I was young.
Yeah.
But I remember it.
It was young Monkey Boy.
I was a monkey kid, really.
Yeah.
At the time, and I remember that, and I remembered that time period. Now I didn't remember as much anal sex as John Leguizamo was giving out, but I do.
Well, yeah.
I do, but I'm sure it was there.
And we're talking about underrated movies. Mr. Brooks, like I said, you mentioned that one. The one that was kind of underrated to me in the list that I threw up there was Monster.
Yeah, no, it was.
It's great. I wouldn't call it underrated. It's an Academy Award-winning movie.
It did win a lot, but most people don't look at it. They look at it more of a biopic than they do either a thriller or a horror movie.
Well,
it is honestly horrible.
And when you think of Charlize Theron's most noble movies, that does not get mentioned very often.
Very true. And it's one of those movies like that was the first serial killer biopic that like entered mainstream.
Yeah.
And I mean, it had some critics who were kind of like, "Oh, you're trying to make people feel bad for the serial killer." But I don't think you could explore that movie in any other way.
No,
without looking at what made her be that way. Doesn't mean she's not a horrible person or didn't deserve to be put to death. Personally, she was just really ugly, so she deserved to be put to death. I think ugly people should. That's not true at all. That's not true at all because there's no ugly people. You're all beautiful, everyone.
Absolutely.
All right, so if you haven't gotten your pick in for tonight, either Monkey Boy or Chris,
you have until the end of the intro, and then we'll cut off.
At the end of the intro, we cut her right off, like Caitlyn Jenner's peanut. Let's go ahead and here we go.
thinking you might just know the answer. What's the damn answer? What's the damn answer? With for the love of God, what's the damn answer? Like I said before, I just I don't know. I don't know what. It's just like I thought about it, but I just didn't know anything. When you get asked a question about that whole movie, what's the damn answer? When you get to thinking, you might just know the answer. What's the damn answer? What's the damn answer?
All right. I'm sorry. I just had to.
All right.
Well, hi, everybody.
Welcome to What's the Damn Answer, everybody. I am the quiz master. My name is Jason. I have my two lovely contestants here. I have Monkey Boy, aka Brian, and I have our most newly notable newlywed, Chris.
Yeah.
And he's looking to keep his streak alive. But Brian, I think, put on his big boy thinking cap tonight. So I think
Will this be three in a row or four in a row?
Three.
Yes.
Three in a row.
It's all right.
Who's counting?
Who's counting? Apparently, Chris is trying to. He's really bad.
Well, Felicia's in the background saying it's 3. Aww.
Did you fuck me?
All right.
So here's how this works. I have a list full of questions. I'm going to ask these guys these questions, and whoever gets the most right wins the event.
All right.
So
That's fine.
are we ready, gentlemen?
It's going to be me. I'm ready.
All right. Here we go with question number 1. What is the name of the tall man in the Phantasm series? Ryan.
The tall man.
That is correct. And ladies and gentlemen, these do vary in difficulty. Some are easy, some make you kind of scratch your head a little bit. So here we go with question number 2.
This is 2.
What is the name of the isolated hotel in Stephen King's The Shining? Brian.
The Overlook.
That is correct. Great movie, by the way.
Great movie.
All right, let's see. We are on to question number 3. In the 1987 film Predator, what kind of creature is the main antagonist? Chris.
A predator. An alien predator.
Yes, thank you. He had it right, but there was a little bit more to it. But yes, that is
I would have given it to him. I mean,
absolutely,
even as his opponent, that's the kind of guy I am. He would have never given it to him. But I
absolutely would.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go with question number 4. What 2015 horror film features a supernatural being that follows its victims until they pass the curse on to someone else? Brian.
It Follows.
Yes, it does. And it followed Brian all the way to a correct answer there. Oh, my goodness. Right. Question number 5. In the 1994 film Interview with the Vampire, who plays the vampire Lestat? Brian.
Thomas Cruise.
Yes, or otherwise known as Tom Cruise. But yes, that is correct.
Yes.
All right. Let's see here. Question number 6.
Work it out, Chris. You're in trouble now.
Yeah, he's got this under control. He knows what he's doing.
He's gonna win. But that's not.
All right. So, question number 6. What is the name of the protagonist in the Hellraiser film series? Chris.
Pinhead.
That's not the answer I have here. But
Or the the Hell Priest.
What was her name?
Ooh.
Take
I'll
it,
give it one
Brian.
more shot. Brian?
Was it Diana?
No. It was
No,
actually
that was her mother. Fuck.
yeah, Christy Cotton.
Christy.
Oh,
Christy. He said protagonist, not antagonist.
Yeah.
protagonists can be the bad guys sometimes.
Yes, they can be.
Well, yeah,
In
it
that
could
case-
be that way, but that's not usually the way.
Yes, not in this one.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Oh my goodness, I missed you guys. All right.
True, Jason.
Question number 7. In the 2002 film 28 Days Later, what causes the outbreak of the deadly virus? Brian?
Rage-infected monkeys.
Yes, and they were not called, none of them were named Brian, I promise.
No, one was called Ryan, but that doesn't count.
True. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a score of 5-1 right now in favor of Brian, but Chris, it is still very, very early.
Very early, Chris.
Very early. So we'll make this interesting, I promise.
I'm not gonna sing the Doors song or nothing. 5-1, baby. Nobody here gets out alive. All right.
All right, guys. Oh, let's see here. Question number 8. In the 2004 film Shaun of the Dead, what weapon does the main character use to fight zombies? Chris?
A cricket bat?
Yes, he does. Good answer.
That was a good answer.
Underrated movie for those that don't know that director and that style of movie.
Where are you living?
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Question number question number 9. What 2012 horror film is a meta commentary on the genre that features a secret organization manipulating events? Chris?
Cabin in the Woods.
That is correct.
Let's see.
All right. Question.
Nip at your heels, buddy.
All right. Question number 10. In the 1980 film The Fog, what is the cause of the deadly fog that envelopes the town of Antonio Bay? Brian.
It is the sinking of it. Oh, it's the finding of the loot from an old pirate ship.
Yes. Very good. All right.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen The Fog.
Well,
No?
If you
I'm
do,
not sure.
Don't watch the newer one. Watch the older one first.
Yeah.
Both were good.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were.
Watch the older
I
one
don't
first.
think I don't think I ever have.
The 1980 is the original one, correct?
Yeah, with Adrian
Yeah.
Barbeau and no, that was a better movie. But like the remake was actually pretty good.
Was no, I'm thinking The Mist because I said that was with Thomas Jane, but I think that was The Mist, not
That
The
was
Fog.
different movie altogether.
Yep. All right. Question number 11, ladies and gentlemen. And let's see here. What is the name of the cult leader played by Charles Manson in the 2019 film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Say that again.
Okay. I'll repeat the question.
Yeah, that's
What is the name of the cult leader played by Charles Manson in the 2019 film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Charles Manson wasn't actually in the movie.
All right, I think what it meant. I think the question meant to say who played the character of Charles Manson. When I printed it up, I read the question. I'm like, I don't know this one.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
it's not possible. Charles Manson was not in it.
Yeah,
And I don't know the answer, so I can't tell you.
The answer they gave is Tex Watson.
None of that makes sense. That is a complete. Randall Tex Watson was one of Manson's people.
Okay,
And
I gotcha.
Charles Manson.
Okay.
So it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Let's throw that one out. I'm going to create a new question number 11, and I already have
Create a new
it.
question.
Okay.
All right. Who directed? Or well, no, because you don't like director ones. So
I don't care. Go ahead and do it.
Okay.
No matter what.
Who directed the 2008 horror film Martyrs?
Martyrs.
Brian.
Betty White.
No, she should have.
I got nothing.
It was I'm gonna butcher the last name. Pascal Laguerre?
Legier?
Legier, thank you. Yeah. I told you I was gonna butcher it.
Yeah, well that's okay. You can butcher that all day.
It's okay. All right. Here we're so right now, ladies and gentlemen, the score is 6-3, still in favor of Brian, but he's still got plenty of questions left though. He put his thinking cap on. All right, here we go with question number 12, ladies and gentlemen. What 1998 horror film features a group of college students who receive cryptic emails detailing their own deaths? Brian.
It was so many of them. Was it Swim Fan? No.
No, it was not. Chris?
Was it fear.com?
No. This movie came out before both of those.
Okay.
It was actually Urban Legends.
Urban Legend. They got emails?
Yes.
I didn't know they got emails.
This was dial-up, early dial-up era.
So they got slow emails, is what you're saying.
Slow death emails.
It was slightly faster than traditional mail. Standard
Yes,
mail,
it was.
USPS. All right.
All right. Question number 13. In the 2010 film Insidious, what is the name of the psychic who helps the family communicate with the spirit realm?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Psychic Insidious.
Give it a shot, Brian.
Phyllis.
No.
I know the actress. The actress is Lynn Shay.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that. She looked like
And
a
her
Phyllis.
character's name. Her character's name was.
If Chris can get the character's first name, I'll give it to him.
Fuck yeah, you were.
Angela?
Yeah, totally. No.
Mary?
Elise Rayner.
Elise.
Yeah,
Elise you didn't get that right. That's what I'm saying.
I figured you guys know so much about the Insidious movies. I figured, well, this has got to be an easy one for him.
No, it's not that easy.
No, not that easy, obviously.
Lynn Shay is not that good looking a woman that I
don't know. All right, so here we go with question number 14.
Yes.
In the 1979 film Phantasm, what weapon does the tall man use to kill his victims? Ryan.
A sphere.
Yes. Yes, he does. And that is an evil sphere.
It's an evil spear. That's kind of a Swiss Army sphere.
Oh, yeah. It can kill you in many, many different ways.
It's got corkscrews. It's got knives. It's got all sorts of.
Oh, yeah. All types of tools in that little sphere.
Yes.
All right. So we are moving on to question number 15. What 1997 horror film is about a vengeful spirit that haunts a website?
What year was that?
1997. If you guys would like a hint, let me know.
Yeah, throw
It's
the
not gonna
hint.
it's not gonna be the greatest hint, but it's a hint. It's something that is in every human body. Brian.
The adenoid.
No. No, great guess, but no.
I'm guessing because I just don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen the movie, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't remember the name.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Pulse.
Pulse.
Oh.
Yep. It's something that every human body has. Well, at least ones that are living.
Not everyone, yeah, but yeah, you're right.
All right. So here we go with question number 16. Who played the role of the pharmacist in the movie Thinner? Chris.
Stephen King.
Yes.
Damn it.
I got a question. I got a question for you guys. I got a question for you guys. Did Stephen King do a cameo in almost all of his movies, or was it
Almost
just
all of
a
them.
No.
He does. In almost all
Not
of
even
them.
not even half.
He
No?
does in a lot of them.
In a lot of them, but not even half.
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Name the ones that he hasn't. Go ahead.
Carrie. The Shining.
He was not in The Shining.
It. Tommy Knockers.
It? Are you sure?
The one with Tim Curry, he was not in.
Not even a quick cameo?
No.
Mm-mm.
He wasn't in.
Not even over a gravesite or anything?
No. Dead Zone. Cujo.
He didn't do a cameo in Cujo?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
well, he played the Cocker Spaniel, but they cut it out.
Yeah, he's not even in half of them.
I don't know. There's a lot of them.
Okay.
No, there's definitely a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot.
He's no Stan Lee.
No. Nah. He was a cameo whore.
Well,
In
and
a
honestly,
good way. I like Stanley.
Stephen
All
King
right.
only shows up in the movies he appreciates.
True. All right, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with question number 17. When the spirit jumps from host to host in the 1990s horror movie Fallen, what Rolling Stones song does he sing? Brian.
Time is on my side.
That is correct. Chris, we got you by literally just a split second.
Whoa, I love that movie.
I've never seen that movie. I guess
Great
I'm going to have to watch that one.
Jason, I gotta tell you, if there's nothing else you do this week, watch Fallen. You will be
Okay.
happy you did.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will definitely do that.
Yes.
All right, so we're moving on to question number 18 here. What is the date at the start of the movie The Crow? Chris?
October 31st.
No.
Devil's Night. So
Yes,
it
it
is
is.
October 30th.
That is correct.
Fuck.
Because the opening scene has him painted down and it says Devil's Night and it says October 30th right below it.
Hey, Chris, you gonna bark all day, little doggy, or you gonna fight? Are you gonna bite? What are we doing?
Damn.
I'll be nipping at my heels. I don't know.
Damn. All right. Here we go with question number 19. In Alien Resurrection, what does Ripley offer Annalee as a souvenir? Brian?
Anal.
No.
All right.
Good guess though.
Oh well, her name was Annalie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alien Resurrection.
Yeah. What does she offer up as a souvenir?
Tentacle. Go ahead. Figure it out.
You're gonna hate yourself.
The tail of a xenomorph?
No.
Oh.
It was actually an alien's tongue.
Oh, I'm fucking close.
That sucks. That does suck.
All right.
All right.
Because I know Chris likes the alien.
Man, if I had said body part of an alien.
That would have been non-specific enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
I would agree.
All right. Question number 20. What did Evie open up in The Mummy that got her loved ones in trouble? Brian.
The Book of Amun-Ra?
Yeah, the Book of the Dead.
Yes.
Same thing. Yes.
I think my answer was better.
I think so too, because it actually it would have made more sense to actually have that be the correct title in the movie.
But that's what it was.
Exactly.
Amun-Ra.
So here we move on to question number 21. I am not going to go over the score here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, Chris. But we're going to close it out anyways. So what is the name of the small town where Jennifer's body takes place?
Oh, we've had this one before, and I don't remember it.
You don't?
I don't know this one.
Hold on. Labiaville.
No. It was Devil's Kettle.
Devil's Kettle.
Devil's Kettle.
So
So, with that being said, we have a new winner by the score of 10-4. It is Brian.
well, look at me, man. I won, motherfuckers, bitches. You don't even know. You ain't got these fucking trophies. I fucking won. All right. All right.
That was awesome.
Honestly, good job tonight, everybody. Chris, you did great. I know. You know, you're probably drained of all of your manly fluids at this point in time, just because you've been. Get you.
Hey, you know what? Not taking anything away from Brian here, but I think Chris got the ultimate prize.
Chris did get he got great. Thank you, Audrey. Thank you so much. So I guess we're gonna have to go to the Wheel of Names, huh?
Yes, we are.
Tony,
Yeah, so who voted for you, Brian?
I don't know, but Chris does.
Tony and Audrey.
Tony and Audrey. That should be interesting because they both pick really good movies, and it's kind of scary on what they're gonna pick.
Well, I don't know. One of them picked Uncle Peckerhead, and the other one picked Paranormal Activity. So,
well, here's the thing. I
love both of you, but
I feel like we've started to offend when we start looking very terrified by the fact that Tony wins something. So I don't want to offend anyone. By the way, I think I won that game. I'm just saying it happened.
you did win that.
So here we go. I'm gonna. We'll do. Are we sharing? Tony and Audrey, get ready. Here we go on the Wheel of Names, and it's spinning. Where it stops, who the fuck knows? It's Audrey Curtis. Very good job. Oh, you got little fireworks. Audrey, you won. You get to pick next week's movie. That is so cool. Because we need a movie for next week.
Yes,
absolutely.
So, Tony, thank you. Though you are a winner in your own right, Tony. I want to say you complete me. Okay, so Audrey, what do we got?
Oh, Blood and Honey.
Blood and Honey. Oh.
I have not seen that movie.
I've not seen it. I literally was not even going to watch it unless somebody suggested it.
Now, correct. I mean, this probably goes without saying. This is the sick, twisted, very adult version of Winnie the Pooh.
This is the copyrights ran out on Winnie the Pooh.
Yes.
So we now have Winnie the Pooh as a psychopath.
Well, here's the funny thing. So this movie has Winnie the Pooh and Piglet in it, but at the beginning of
Got 'em all.
this year, Tigger is now public domain. So they've already set in motion a sequel that has Tigger.
Oh my God.
I love
a psycho Tigger.
I'm not spoiling anything because I've never seen the fucking movie. I
No.
love the premise of this movie.
Yeah.
Christopher Robin leaves to go off to college and leaves Winnie the Pooh and friends alone in the 100-acre wood by themselves with no food, no anything, and they become cannibals. And but I don't know. I've not seen it. This is just the synopsises I've gotten. I'm very excited for this movie.
Yeah. Jason, what you got going on this weekend?
A lot of work, unfortunately. Other than that, nothing really pressing. Business and then side business is going very well. So I'm keeping very busy.
Right.
I don't know, spending time with family and loved ones and stuff like that. Just kind of chill. Nothing major going on until
You've got everything in the world going on this weekend.
Well, I do, but I don't, because most of it's spent by just phone calls. Of course, next month is a different story. There's a couple. I know that there's at least one show that I plan on attending. From someone in this room that's going to be there. And then, of course, next month is Valentine's month and all that crap. What about you guys?
Okay. Chris, what do you got going on?
Jack and shit.
Jack and shit. Hold on one second. If you're in the Ocala area, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, bring your W-2s to Liberty Tax on State Road 200 near Red Lobster. She's doing taxes. Thank you very much for letting us know, Audrey. Very cool. So you got nothing going on?
I'm relaxing this weekend.
What happened? That never happens.
I'm making 2024 more relaxing.
Well, for me, I am flying to Tucson, Arizona. I am going to be helping to stage manage The Gathering, which is Desert Fest 2. A buddy of mine who I've known since high school and is a I consider a very close friend. He puts this on and he's not feeling so well this year, so he needs a little bit of help. So I'm flying out there to help him out to help him on this show, which is going to be a lot of fun. And then I'll be back Monday, and it'll be really cool. Jason.
Yes.
Valentine's Day. Just so you all know, the dude's next single, Subterfuge, will be released on Valentine's Day of this year.
That is correct. Correct.
Get your little streaming fingers ready, or whatever you do. I'd prefer if it was like your Apple Music, I'm buying the track fingers, but whatever. Streaming fingers are good. And check out something.
No,
You're gonna love it.
Put it on vinyl, I'll buy it.
I will.
I'll buy it.
Now, speaking of music, how was the recording sessions?
They went surprisingly well. Not surprisingly well because the rest of the band did spectacularly as expected. I have nothing but faith in the people I play.
Even Ray?
Especially Ray.
Fuck you, Ray.
I was sick as a dog, and I had to I shot myself in the face with a shotgun of saline solution up my nose that shot stuff out the other side of my nose, and then did it backwards again before I was able to even sing a little bit. But I gotta tell you, it came out fucking spectacular. I am so proud. I'm so proud of this recording.
Awesome. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Shit, lost my train of thought. So, it happens when you get older. So, get ready, Chris.
No, I don't even remember any of you fucking people.
No, yeah, god damn it, I had it and I lost it again. It must not be that important.
Not important at all. You lost it twice, bro.
Absolutely.
Well, all right, guys, we are like 12 minutes over
Yeah.
our time, and I don't want to lose our sponsorship from Tampax. So, Jason, thank you so much for being here. Bro.
Not a problem. I absolutely 100% am going to find out where I can watch this movie because I want to watch this. And I'm going to watch Fallen as well.
Watch Fallen, bro. You'll love that shit.
Yep. I'm going to watch them both.
Right. So
I'd watch John Goodman read the phone book.
Well, who wouldn't?
I would. But and honestly, I'm excited for Pooh, bro. Blood and Honey.
Yes, I am too. That was gonna be a lot of fun.
Pooh, Blood and Honey sounds like a really bad weekend I once had with Jack Honey.
That sounds like a book that you should read to pre-K kids.
It does, but I won't because I don't talk to pre-K kids anymore. Not since like all of
not since the unpleasantness.
No, there was no unpleasantness. I've never done anything unpleasant. Anyway, guys, thanks for being here. Jason, goodbye, buddy.
Have a good night.
Chris, I love you, bro. Oh, I don't even have anything. I don't even have to draw on it, but I've got a knife. I can cut it in. I'm not going to do that. All right. So anyway, thank you. Everybody, we love you so much. We hope to see you next week for Pooh, Blood, and Honey. This is Monkey Boy and Chris saying goodbye.
Bye.
From the Slab, we love you.